Hello everyone, good evening. So let's wait for a few minutes so that more students and parents can join in. Thank you. Good evening once again everyone. Hope you are hope you all are doing fine. I am Arindam, part of global talent marketing team at SCL Tech. This series is brought to you by TechBee. TechBee is SCL's early career program for class 12 students who want to kickstart their careers in technology right after their class 12. In this series, we invite people from different walks of life who share their perspective and ideas to young minds so that they can uh, make informed on the choices better ahead for their careers. So, without taking much time, I will just play a quick video. One of our TechBee candidate, Mr. Ayush Singh, and hope that you will all like that.
My journey with SCL Tech B started 2 years back in August 21 when my mom first heard about this program. She has always been a mentor for me and has encouraged me to grab all the opportunities that come along in my way. I have 1 year of experience working on technologies as a front-end developer. Hello everyone, I'm Ayush, a proud Tech B from Agra and a software engineer at SCL Tech. But my experience in SCL Tech is not limited to working in tech. I have experienced a transformation of myself as an individual. I'm living the best part of my life here because I have seen the transformation of myself as an individual, both in terms of my communication and my technical skills. I got to speak my mind in front of my seniors, even as a novice. Besides working at SCL Tech, I had always been able to follow my passion for sports and dance. So now, whether it be any functions, any celebrations, or any award ceremonies, I'm nowhere missing a chance to be there and perform.
So, welcome back all. So, today our guest speaker for this session is Mr. Parikshit Bharadwaj, and he is the head of communication and strategy at Jagran Josh. So, about Mr. Parikshit Bharadwaj, he is a journalist, mentor, educationist with 18 plus years of rich experience in creating solutions for new age learners. He brings transferable skills from diverse industries like digital news media, study abroad, academic books, journals, publishing, and competitive test preparations. He has worked in content leadership roles with global brands like John Wiley and Sons, Saga Publications, the Princeton Review, and NIT Limited. He has recently selected by the United States Department of State for the prestigious International Visitor Leadership Program. He is deeply passionate about building an ecosystem for creating factual and credible content which educates and empowers the youth. At Jagran New Media, Prakshit and his teams are doing just that. So, welcome, sir. I welcome you to this series from whole of our SCL team. So, now over to you, sir.
Thank you, Arindam, for the warm welcome. It's my pleasure to be here, and I would hope that we have an interesting conversation out of which our young minds can take some takeaways and put them into action. So I'm all excited for the session.
Yeah, sure, sir, sure. So, before we begin, I just want you to share some of your thoughts on our today's topic that is considering a tech career after class 12.
Yeah, sure. So I think it's an important topic because technology is shaping the world and it is going to be the future. And as we are seeing, the internet penetration is increasing in India at an exponential rate. And in the coming years, we'll have more and more people coming online. And given that kind of a scenario, tech jobs are going to increase even further. So it's important to share credible information about what are the correct career choices so that students can make informed career decisions. And it becomes all the more important because we have a lot of choice around, and students are often confused about which is the correct career path which they should choose. And I think it's a very valid topic, and I'm glad that we chose this. And I hope to have an engaging conversation on this.
Yeah, sure, sir, sure. So, sir, as we are from that global talent marketing team at SCL Tech, so whenever we are going through our social media handles, we are getting a lot of queries from these young minds regarding their careers, regarding their future. And time to time, we are answering them, but still, I think that we need a special person who should address all these. So it's not possible to answer all those, but we have jotted down a few questions, and I would like you to answer some of them.
Sure, sure. All ears. I'll be happy to answer. And if we have more queries which I'm not able to answer in the session, I will get back on those.
Yeah, sure, sir, sure. So first of all, I would like to ask you that how did you started your own career? So what prompted you to join a big institute like IIT?
Right. I would like to share here that my career path, it has not been a conventional career path. I did not arrive at others do. So I had a different career plan. I had always wanted to join the armed forces be- because my
Great.
father, he was in the army. But
Okay.
then life happened and it became clear that armed forces is not the career which is meant for me. And then I decided to change tracks and explore other avenues. And in pursuance of that, I first of all completed my post graduation from Delhi, Delhi University in social sciences. And why I chose social sciences was because I always had a creative bent of mind, and I was good in languages. So it's an interesting fact here. So in my school days, I remember in my class 12th, I had scored the highest marks in Hindi and in English, and it's a rare
Okay.
combination. So I realized that language is my forte, and I would like to capitalize on that. But I did not just go ahead and become a writer, which would be a more conventional choice and which would come more naturally. I wanted to I wanted to explore further, and I wanted to go into business. So I thought, the first thing which was important was I had to do my MBA, and I completed my MBA, and that gave me the understanding of the business side of things, and that set the tone for my career. And after that, I started my career with a mix of content and technology. So technology enters here, and I worked in different industries, beginning from foreign education consultancy, where I used to guide students to go to foreign colleges, especially in the US. I was working with the Princeton Review India, where we
Right.
helped students get into foreign colleges, including Wharton, Kellogg, and the others. And it was a great experience in which we were able to help students and guide them. And then I transitioned to the publishing industry, and then to the e-learning industry, and then I came to the digital media industry. So if you see the progression, it was my passion for content was there, but I knew that technology is the enabler which is going to shape the future, and my future choices were all shaped by that. So the transition from print from publishing to e-learning was keeping that in mind, because I knew that teaching students, there are content solutions which can be made. So e-learning is one area through which you can make effective instructional material. So we have e-learning in that you are also exposed to instructional design. So that experience was there. And then from there, I wanted to transition to the digital media, because I could see that this is the shape of things to come in the future. So having experienced the content function in print and in e-learning, then I wanted to transition to digital media, for which I came to Jagran New Media. And the common factor was also that I was always close to education and youth. And as a youth mentor, I have always been associated with the youth, and technology has played a key role in that, in shaping that role. And here at Jagran New Media, here I head the education portal. It's called Jagran Josh, and in Jagran Josh, we enable the students with credible information about various career courses. We have a wide portfolio from school K-12. We go into college. We guide the students to college, and then we also guide them to get jobs in the government sector, and the entire gamut of competitive examinations. So education and technology have been the enablers in my career, and in pursuance of this, uh, I then came across IIT, and I did an executive program there, which was focused on digital marketing and applied analytics. So applied analytics and digital marketing is what attracted me to IIT, and that happened much late. It did not happen immediately after school, as it would have, as is the conventional route. So that's my career journey so far.
Wow, sir. Wow. So it's just, I will say that it's a great. You have done
Thank you.
pretty well in your career. Yeah. So
Thank you,
as
Anand.
you have just talked about this, that mentorship. So I'd just like to ask a question that during your young days, who was your mentor?
So I had a lot of mentors. I in my school days, it used to be my teachers, it was my parents, and I think my teachers played a key role in shaping my personality. They always encouraged me, and they could see the spark in me, and they were able to guide me into the right direction. And I think that helped me a lot, and I give a lot of the credit of my success, all that I have achieved in my humble capacity, to the mentors in my life. And once I joined the professional career, there I was fortunate to come across my reporting managers who were understanding and who could see where I could create value. So having bosses, like even in my current organization, we have a very encouraging culture in which we get opportunities to do things. So I think it was a combination of, as in my early days, it was my parents, and of course also a lot of my friends who were doing well in life. I used to get inspired by them, and I always made an effort to understand their story, what made them succeed, because I firmly believe that success leaves footprints. So if you are able to understand how a person has been able to achieve all that he has achieved, you will see signs of their persistence and their effort. And while they may not apply to you every time, but you can take back learnings as to what worked for them, and then customize it to your life and see what would work for you. So seeing successful people speaking to them and understanding their journey, I think, was an important part of my growing up. And I think everybody should be surrounded by positive people is one thing. You should make you are a product of your company, so you should always seek out people who are ambitious, who are goal oriented, because it's important to have goals in life. And I had understood earlier in life that if you have an objective uh, to towards which you're working, it becomes easier to do the hard work because your hard work is going in the right direction. So having goal oriented people around you is one thing which helps you. And a lot of self assessment is also required for the youth, because there is, in these times, there is a lot of exposure. You have access to the social media and you have all kinds of content there. A lot of it is very educational and good. And I would strongly recommend that the youth, and our young minds who are joined here with us, they should explore the digital media, and they should also be cautious at the same time, because a lot of things would be there which would not be positive, which they would have to be careful about. And they'll have to protect their digital presence, because we have a lot of cyber crimes happening. In fact, we currently have a
Yeah,
campaign going on in our organization in which we are raising awareness among the youth about cybercrime, how even the young minds can be, uh, how like even the youth can be targeted by cyber criminals. We have a lot of scams happening. So while you're exploring the digital media, you need to be careful about a lot of things. And I would invite your audience to also check out our this initiative. It's called
sure,
Cyberwise,
sure, sure,
uh,
sure, sure.
being Cyberwise, and it is on our site. And they'll come in there, and we'll also have interesting speakers there, and they are going to educate them about how to protect themselves. So
Yeah, definitely, sir.
coming back to my earlier point, so it's important to be it's important to have mentors in life, but you should seek out mentors who align with your area of work. You'll find a lot of people doing a lot of good things, but a lot of information overload can also confuse you. And it's important to be focused. So if you're focused in your career, in your life, you'll be able to make informed career choices. And in that respect, if you're able to find a person who is able to guide you, you will be fortunate. And a lot of times you should not be dependent on a mentor also, because you should be
Yeah, yeah,
believing in yourself first.
you, sir. It's
So
important.
if you are, yes, and if you are teachable, the mentor is going to find you. So a lot of time it happens that if you're doing your work well, if you're clear about your career goals, even if you don't have a mentor, don't worry. You can be introduced to a lot of great people by reading their autobiographies. You have a lot of interviews, um, which are available freely on the social media. And when you identify the area in which you progress, in which you want to progress, and you seek out the people who have succeeded there, when you listen to their story, you come to know what you have to do. It can help you there also.
Yeah, sir. Thank you. Thank you for this. So now, here we go with our next question. So
Yeah.
for many years, IIT continues to dominate the career aspirations of people who study maths. So is this changing now? What has been your experience on this?
Yes, it's an interesting question, and it is an important question. Yes, I would say that people who are strong in maths, they have an edge, of course, because when you give the JEE, you will be tested on your knowledge. So if you see the competitive examinations, like most of the competitive examinations are going to test you on your aptitude. So they will test you on quantitative skills and reasoning and language. So in most exams, excuse me, you will be tested on your aptitude. But if you plan to join IIT, yes, of course, your aptitude is there, but it would involve a lot of studying. It would involve conceptual knowledge also. So for IIT, the people who have maths as their strongest area, they of course have an edge, and it helps them later on also in life. But at the same time, it is important to understand that IIT is not the end of the world. A lot of people want to join the IITs, and for good reason. because if you see internationally, the one Indian institution which is best known is the IIT. So it's all the credit due to IIT is not misplaced. If you are able to crack if you are able to crack IIT, that's great. But at the same time, people we have a lot of choices now in life. Uh, Now if we see the youth, they have a lot of career choices which were not there earlier. So people who used to be strong in maths, they thought that uh, if we go to IIT, that's the best bet, and which in a lot of cases it might be the case even now. But you can do a lot with math now. So people who are strong in math are not only considering engineering and also IIT, as you said, but there are other options which are emerging, which are going to be available to them. And I have experienced this trend. I have seen a lot of youngsters now. They opt for a lot of other areas which require a strong background in math, but it's not necessarily going to make you an engineer or take you to IIT. So, to take an example, you can now become an actuary. The actuarial sciences, it's an area in which, if you have strong math, you will you're going to stand a strong chance there. And the actuaries are going to be required in the coming years even more. And it's a booming career which the students have been opting for. A lot of awareness is not there in some parts, but a lot of people are also opting. So the actuarial sciences are one area. Apart from that, the options, if you see, you have a lot others. You can go to economics. You can do your graduation in economics, and then you have options. You can take up statistics, and you'll have a lot of options. And all these areas would require you to have a strong command over math. So quantitative aptitude helps, but not only for engineering. You have a lot of other options. And apart from that, there are many new age careers. Now, data is growing at an exponential rate, and data needs to be managed. So we have now careers in big data, which if you have a math background, that will give you an edge there also. Although it's not that the people who don't have a strong background in math be at would be at a, any less of an advantage. But yes, if you have math, it would help you there. And apart from that, there are other areas where you can employ your math skills and you can still succeed. So to complete the question, I have seen a trend which is changing, and and in that trend, I want to talk about another thing. It's liberal arts. Now, people don't want to do just the conventional thing. The youth of today is much more informed, and they would rather do a combination of math and, say, for example, subject in arts. So this liberal art uh, career stream is what offers you that, and you can have interesting combinations there. You can have math, you can have logic. There are other things which can be combined, and it is at an intersection of science and arts, you can say. So it's not purely STEM. It would be a combination in which your quantitative skills are going to be used, but if you're good also in language, if you're creative, you will have the option to pursue your interest in math but also do other things. So now you have these interdisciplinary areas in which you can make a career. So I have seen a lot of change. People are not just going for the IITs. If they have good math, they have other options also.
Right.
And at the same time, one also needs to keep in mind that uh, the IITs, if you see, they have around 17,000 odd seats, and if you see the population of the country, the every year, the students who are entering into the career zone from school, they are much more, and their life does not end there. If you're not able to make into IIT, you will have a lot of other areas. There are a total of a good 45,000 plus colleges in India. There are a lot of colleges apart from the IITs who will teach you engineering, and you will get good jobs. And a lot of jobs would be there where you'll have a lot of other options too. So there has been definitely a trend in which the people who are strong in maths are not just opting for the IIT route, they are also taking other options.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, sir. Thanks. So here we go with our next question. So it is that what do you think is the best career? How can students get informed about the tech careers after class 12?
Okay, so I think there is no one answer to this, uh, because for the simple reason that what is best for one person may not be the best for the other. I think
Yeah, correct. Correct.
we should see it as what are your strengths, what are your areas of what are your areas of improvement. Mm, and you should focus more on your strengths, right? You will hear a lot that that it's important to work on on your areas of improvement. It is of course true, but your focus, it should be on your strengths. And if you're able to identify your strengths and your area of interest, you will be able to carve out a career which will be best for you. So there is no one best career. It varies from people to people. And as we are speaking, uh, I have a fact which is coming into my mind that according to a research, a staggering percentage of people who have graduated in a particular discipline, they are today not in in the same career. It's a completely different career. So what choices you make in your graduation are not necessarily the ones you are going to keep in are not the ones in which you are going to pursue a career also. So it may be a fact that those choices were made keeping in mind that it's the best career for me, but eventually it turned out, as we grow wiser, we understand that this was probably not the best career for me. So what is best for you, it should be aligned with your strengths, with your aptitude, with your career interest. What are you strong at? And then you will be able to find your best career, is how this I will put it.
Yeah, I've also seen many people that who did engineering and today they are not working in their own field. There, someone
Yes.
is a banker, someone is doing digital
Yes,
marketing.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, true. And we have a thought that a seat has been wasted there, but it's an this individual choice, I think.
yeah,
But yes, there is a lot of truth in that.
yeah. So here we go with our next question. So it is, what if someone is not able to decide his her career path? So how will you guide those students?
Right. This is an excellent question because it is so common to see this. People are not able to decide, and it is important to take the correct decision. If you're able to take it early on in life, it helps you later. Uh, for that, you may not be at that point in time. You may not be fully mature to see all the pros and cons, which is understandable because you are young and you're enthusiastic. You may be ambitious, but you may not have all the facts or an understanding or an understanding about yourself. It's always best at this time to seek the help of a mentor. So, as we were speaking earlier, in this space, career counseling is important, and I think it should start as early as class ninth, because once you've taken your subjects, it would also be guided by the kind of career counseling which you've taken. And if your interests have been identified correctly and you've been guided into the right path, then your journey becomes easier later. So we should not hesitate, and we have a dire need to take uh, to spread awareness about the importance of career counseling in life. We as a portal also are keenly invested in this, and we offer ca- career guidance to the students. And there are a lot of other options. You have a lot of other options also. The point is that to take a good career decision, you need to know all the pros and cons, and that you could be confused because of the plenty of choices at hand. And at that point in time, a good career counselor would be able to assess you well. He will be able to identify your strengths and your areas of improvement, and then he can give you options to choose from. And it's not that you'll have only a single option, you'll have a lot of options, but a few in which you would be a best fit. So, based on your strengths, uh, it involves a lot of steps in which you take psychometric testing, and it also has counseling. And then you understand the aptitude of the person. And we have a lot of advanced techniques available now. So I think career counseling is important at this stage. And even if you've not been able to take career counseling early in life, it's never late. You can, even in class 12th, you should be taking career counseling. You may not have to change your entire career path, but you can definitely choose the best career path after that.
Yeah, sir. Sure. Thank you, sir. So the next question is that what are some of the best tech career paths? Is it possible to get some tech jobs after class 12?
So yes, now after your see, we have a lot of options here. If it's, I'll come to the second part of the question afterwards.
Sure, sure.
Yes, you can get a job even after class 12th, but you should be skilled. You should have skills which would enable you to take up a job after 12th, because in our country's education system, a lot of emphasis is not uh, paid on skill building, but it's now changing. It has a lot of change now. And if you've been lucky enough to have the opportunity to be skilled early, you will be benefited later. But after class 12th, you should have skills which should enable you to pick up a job, because after class 12th you would have mostly studied concepts in your school, and you would not be the best fit for a lot of jobs. And about the best tech career paths, you have a lot of options, like networking certifications is one. I mean, if you can go for the Cisco certifications, they are in demand a lot. You'll have the option of that. Then Linux is the world's fastest supercomputer runs on that. If it would be an option. So these are the conventional options, but you have a lot of options which have come up now. So if you are a creative person, if you like design, 3D, VFX, all we see in the movies which is happening now, Bahubali is a good this example of that. All the technical work which is happening there, which is also creative. That is one area in which is a good upcoming field in which you will have options. Apart from that, software development is of course there. And then I would want to talk about digital marketing. Digital marketing is one thing which so we did not have the internet before 2000. I mean, we it's comparatively it's been a recent phenomena, and
Yes,
it's now
yes.
grown.
Previously,
But
people were just
now,
only dependent on print media.
right, So now it has changed. Now everything is online. So while if you are in software development, there also mobile app development is an area in which you'll have options. But in digital marketing, you will get to the kind of skills uh, which you gain there, they will be applicable to a lot of businesses. So all businesses now, because of the competition, they want amplification of their products, they want to be seen. And this is where digital marketing comes in. You have areas such as SEO, SMM, and social uh, media marketing and content marketing. All these skills are now in demand. They are going to expose you to the new age careers. They are going to widen your uh, choices also. You will have a lot of organizations who will need digital marketers. So in a couple of years, you can be an expert digital marketer, and then your options increase. So I think these are some of the best tech career paths, if you want to call them, just after school.
Yes. So based on our last question only, so today student choose his or career based on earning potential or his passion. Because these days
Okay.
people are just you can say are money minded. They are just seeing one another's package that he is getting 7 lakhs, I should earn nine. So they are just counting on that only.
Yes, so it's an excellent question because, and it's also a tough one because uh, you should be definitely following your passion. It's important because if you're passionate about your job, it will not seem like a job. You're going to enjoy it. So some amount of passion is important. So I would say that passion is important, but it cannot be the sole deciding factor because money is also important. So the earning potential is important, and the youth of today is quite smart, and I think they are following their passion, but at the same time they are aware of what are the ground realities. So if you are fortunate enough to get a career which is a combination of your passion and your uh, potential to earn, I think that would be the best combination. And why I say that is that because passion is something in youth you can be passionate about a lot of things which will change afterwards. So what you're passionate about today, you may not be equally passionate 10 years down the line. And then you don't want to say that you should not have regret that I chose a career based on my passion and that has not worked out. So I think being passionate is important. You should be following your dreams, you should be passionate, and you should choose your passion, but you should keep the earning potential also in mind. And if you start with this, it's going to make you more practical and successful in life.
Thank you, sir. Very well answered. Yeah.
Thank you.
So here we go with our next question. So how important is to appear in different CAL assessment tests? How this will help students to know their strengths and weaknesses?
Yeah, so self-assessment is an important. So see, all the other things which we have spoken about, uh, career counseling, and all this is a part of self-assessment. It is important to assess yourself because only then would you know what you really want and what you are capable of. At times, your aspirations may not be in sync with your potential. So it's important to be practical, uh, I think here. And and why it is important is because there is something called aptitude. You are born with certain traits you can acquire. So when you go through these self assessment tests, they help you understand your aptitude, the things which you are born with, and the things which you can do. So it's nature and nurture. I don't
Yeah.
think that if you, I think that you can do anything in life. I want all our young minds to understand this, that they can do anything in life, but they can't do everything in life. So if you are able to understand this, you will be able to be more focused in life, and the choices you make, you're not going to feel bad about them afterwards. So self assessment is important. If you're talking about the professional exams, so like after graduation, of course, if we talk about the tech track, and the engineers, I mean, after your graduation you have the option to give all these tests, like you have the AMCAT test, you have co-cubes, you have the others also, and they vary in their difficulty, and they also help you. So these kind of tests, they are used by companies to assess your aptitude and your strengths. So at various levels you will have the opportunity to kind of assess yourself. It will happen first in career counseling, and then afterwards in your job search also it will come up. So I think the importance of self-assessment test, it can't be overestimated. It is important, and it helps the individual understand himself or herself. So these tests are important, and I would encourage all the people in the audience to go for them, and they should start as early as in school. And career counseling would give you the opportunity to go through these tests, and you will have also other uh, tests are also there in the market once you come out of the school, and you are exploring your career options.
Sir, past 2 years were just, we will not say they got wasted for everyone, but there was a huge learning, and things just changed for each one of us, like from offline to online. And same is with the education. So, do you see any difference between online and offline education today?
Yes,
This is
yes.
the one
So
question that
if
I'm getting frequently on our social media handles. So, I hope that you will give some expert advice on this as well.
yeah, so if we are mm, 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 talking about the pandemic, right? After the pandemic.
Yeah, pandemic and like
Yeah.
on this online education and offline education. Where previously,
Yes, yes, yes.
there was no concept of this online classes, and now it just have
Yeah, yeah.
started.
Yes, I think it has been a boon. The pandemic has caused a lot of this devastation, but in for education, it has been a complete overhaul. What used to happen earlier offline, it now this happens online. You can gain the best of the education online now. You have a lot of options. You are no longer dependent on the offline classes. There are areas in which offline classes help, and if you are able to get a combination which we call hybrid, in which you have a combination of offline and offline, it can be a great combination. But online education has now flourished in a way in so many fields that you can do a lot of things while at home, in the comfort of your home, at your own pace. So online education has been a boon, and it is not going anywhere. There was an initial surge which has kind of stabilized now, and you need to be careful about what is the kind of online platform which you are choosing. So the online education platforms, they can differ in the kind of value they bring, but online education is by no means any less compared to an offline experience. Yes, there are pros for the classroom experience also. You get that experiential you would be able to get the experiential guidance in the class and the experience. But online education would help you do a lot while doing other things. So if you take an example, if you are a working professional, or if you want to start working and also be educated at the same time, gain your gain your degree, that can happen now. So you don't have to leave your job. You can do online education, you can do your courses, and you'll get your certification which will upskill you. You should be more focused on upskilling the skill. If it can be attained online, it's no reason you have to go offline then, because it's more important to be skilled. There is a You have a component of on the job training. So yes, of course, there is a component of that, and if you can get the combination of both in the hybrid model, that would be the best. But a lot can happen. It can happen only online also.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for answering this. So now we will go with our next question. So it is that what will be the benefits of starting your careers immediately after class 12?
Yes, so this is an important question again. You have a lot of benefits if you start your career after 12th. We earlier spoke about mentors. So I remember I had a mentor who was not officially my mentor. He was a senior IPS officer who was kind of known to us, and we had gone to him as a family, and my father asked him to give an advice to me, and he was kind enough. And the one thing he said was that it's important to get into the career early on so you can reap the maximum benefits out of this. So he of course also meant in the context of a government job, but even in the private sector, when you start early, you have a head start. You are ahead of the others in your peer group, and you have the option and the opportunity to accomplish much more compared to your peers. So benefits of starting a job after your class 12th are immense, but education is also important. So if you are able to pursue education after class 12th, say through an online medium, and you're able to get a job after class 12th, and you're not compromising on your education, that's the best combination. It makes you financially independent. You would not be dependent on your parents, and for a lot of the youth, it is an important thing. They want to do their own thing, and they don't want to ask their parents for the money, and they want to earn early. It makes them confident also. It makes them self-reliant, and I can see only benefits out of this, as long as you don't compromise on your education.
Yes, sir. Education is a must. So here we go with our next question. So how program like TechB, the one program that is SQL is running through SQL's early career program. So how this will be helpful for future? What benefits will young minds will get for their future and for their career?
Yes, so this is an excellent question again, and it is I think, in continuance to what we were talking about. So HCL TechP, I think, is an excellent opportunity for the youth, because all we have spoken about so far is in some way connected here. Um, if you join HCL TechB program, there you get one is that you will be able to work after your class 12th. So you will be financially independent on your way after your class 12th, which would not happen if you choose the conventional if you choose the conventional route. There you would have to first of all do your graduation, in some cases perhaps also a PG. Some people would want to go for even a PhD or any other kind of a specialization. But when you join this program, uh, you get to start earning early, which is an important thing. But that's not all. You are getting skills. Now, skills are very important, as we spoke earlier. What you should be always aiming at is it's a VUCA world, we call it, in which things are changing so fast that if you don't upskill yourself, you will not be able to keep pace. And in this fast changing world, it is important to gain skills early and keep on upgrading. Now, when you join a program like TechP, there you are trained early on after your school. It is as I understand, it is a quite a rigorous program in which you have a combination of classroom teaching. So here, education is not ignored. You get education, you get your theoretical classes. At the same time, you get an on the job. You get an on the job training there. You start earning also. You are learning and you are earning, and then you have the option to also get a conventional degree from a good institution which are partners here. So by the time you complete your 5 years, you have learned the technical skills, you are qualified, you have not done your BTech. So you don't have to worry. A guy from IIT, he may be smarter, but you can also be smarter than him because you have earned those skills in these years in which the engineering student, he would still be learning in the college. There would be internships, of course, but here you have a full time on the job training happening. You are learning and you're upskilling, and you're also getting a degree later on. You can choose if you want to go for design or any other area. Also, there would be options that you can do a BCA, you have a lot of options here. So I'm sure the audience would be aware of that. So what I think HCL TechP offers is what we spoke just now, that I am a great supporter of education. So I think education, it should not be compromised. And by joining HCL TechP program, you are not compromising on your education, but you're developing skills, which is important. So you have education, you have skills, and you also get a certification later. So you have a degree and you have your skills and you have your work experience. So by the time you complete the program, after 5 years, you would be much more capable compared to any other of your friends who would have chosen a conventional route, and he would have completed graduations first and then taken up a job. So you get all of this here. And the other thing I like about the program is that the emphasis on overall personality development. Now that is very important because the overall grooming which you get here, that also shapes your personality. And if you come from a family of low means, if you're not able to afford high fees, I think that in that case it becomes an even more appealing option, because there would be options for funding also, and you'll be able to afford your education here. And you will be a professional much sooner compared to a friend who would have chosen a conventional route. But it's not to bring down the conventional route, because that has its own benefits, but it's not the only thing. You have other options. So the point here is that when you enter into a program like HCL Tech B, you are getting the best of both worlds. You won't have to compromise on your education. You would be getting upskilled, and you would also be working earlier. So I think it's a good combination, and it would benefits the students greatly to consider this option.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So, in continuation to this question only, so will TechP be a reliable program for those students who are not able to crack BTech or equivalent degree from a tier one college?
Yes, I think so. Equivalent. I mean, if you compare with an IIT, the Then IITs, I think we should not be comparing with IIT, because as I
We should
said,
not compare
the
with
number of,
anyone. So we should
yep,
not compare with
yes,
anyone. But still, we are seeing people who have done BTech and they are jobless.
yes,
So I
yes,
will
right,
just say
exactly.
that if this program is reliable one to those who are not able to crack a reputed engineering college, so should those students undergo this TechB training and join SCL Tech?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it is an excellent option because, so as we spoke earlier, I mean, if you're not able to do your BTech, you are able to get all of that here. You are able to learn faster here. You are doing more things here, and you're doing it early. You are getting your education. You're also getting the job experience. On the job experience which you're getting here, that is turning you out into a professional sooner. So there are only benefits here, because the kind of population we have in our country and the kind of seats which we have in IITs or any other NITs or triple IITs and the other colleges that people aspire to, uh, there are so many other colleges there. So that's not the end of the road. You need to seek out your options. And in this option, you get a lot of things as one complete package. So in that respect, I think it is an excellent choice for the students.
Okay, so thank you, sir. Thank you for your time, and I hope that our audience have learned a lot from this wonderful session, and it will surely help them in their near future and making great career choices. So thank you once again from whole of our SCL team, and hope to see you soon in our next series.
Thank you, Arindam. It was great being here, and I wish all the best to all your audience. And I'm sure they're going to do great things. And IIT is not the end of the world, I would like to again say. And you have a lot of options. Keep a positive spirit and keep on doing the hard work. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks so once again, and thank you all the audience for joining us. And we will try our best to bring one of these best educationists for you in our coming webinar series. So before I wrap up, I would like to play a quick video on our TechB registration process.
Are you looking to register for the HCL Tech B program? We will walk you through a step-by-step guide. Please keep all the necessary documents like mark sheets, passing certificates, and photograph with you before registering. Open www.hcltechb.com on your browser to get started. Click on the Apply Now tab to reach the registration page. Now, fill in all the details like name, phone number, date of birth, etc. Then click on the Register tab. As the registration is complete, you will receive a verification email on your registered address, through which you can access the application dashboard. Click on the Application Form tab and go to the Tech B application form. Click on Apply Now. As the form opens, fill in the basic information like gender, date, birth, native language, Aadhaar number, etc. Fill in other details. Now, fill in family details, father's and mother's name, their mobile number, email address and occupation. Mention family's annual income and the number of family members. Fill in the complete address details. The next page is about educational details. Fill in your high school details like roll number, school name, year of passing, marks obtained, etc. Similarly, fill in the details for senior secondary education. Mention if you have studied math or business math. If yes, then also mention the marks obtained or choose results awaited in case your result is not yet released. Now, click on the Next tab. You are now at Upload Details page. Upload all the documents as shown. Click on the Next tab. At the Declaration page, fill in the details and click on the Next tab. Now you can either preview your application form or simply submit it. Your application form has been submitted successfully. You can go back to the dashboard and see that your form has been successfully uploaded. This is how your application form will look. You will also receive an email about the successful submission of your application. You can also connect with our team directly by raising a query on the dashboard. Now that you know how easy it is, visit hcltechb.com and apply now for HCL Tech B and get the early career advantage.